Just a few kilometers outside of Kainantu, there are spots that offer breathtaking views of the Arona Valley. This scenery hides a deeply rooted problem that has plagued the Eastern Highlands province for 3 decades. A few kilometers down on the upper reaches of the Kasam Pass, a police check. A bus is pulled over, and apart from the usual safety and license checks, the passengers are asked to step out of the bus, and armed police proceed to check the contents of the cargo hold.
Usually, I keep all drug inside Lokumu. 20 times drug with like inside Lokumu. Or put him all same, or put the drug underneath, then or put the kumu on top, karma him. So we place away open. Open now, check him inside, place a house in drug.
During routine checks like these along the Highlands Highway, police regularly catch marijuana traffickers who use public transport to take drugs to Ley and Medang. Senior Constable Alan Pohinke, a member of the Eastern Highlands Police, catches between 5 and 10 traffickers a month when he and his men set up random roadblocks along the Highlands Highway.
Bipla is a checking road na. Sim planted truck, all man walk lo karim go lo sales lo lay na medeng, planting mi holim charge mo lo karabus. Sampla oli sim truck lo use lo trade him truck lo sim gun can something also.
While police checks like this help slow down the smuggling of marijuana, it hasn't affected the trade in a big way. Every day, large quantities of marijuana still make it past roadblocks.
We can put him on some drug problem and one kind of some HIV problem.
Kainantu's police station commander says many serious crimes that happen in this town are drug-related.
All the deaths recorded and result from drug here. And it's just so huge. Now people are like stopping him hard here.
Outside the district police headquarters, the station commander shows me where confiscated marijuana plants are burned. New plants have grown from the seeds of those that were destroyed.
A lot of people are already into the business, into the growing, cultivating, selling and then consumption. So one way is only growing marijuana or selling makes him money.
With only a few hours of daylight left, I was taken to a small village outside of Kainantu. A few young men agreed to show me where some of the Eastern Highlands marijuana comes from. Beside a small hut on the edge of a food garden, marijuana plants are being cultivated for a nationwide drug trade.
Display must more cutting finish and more harvesting finish. So display must close to ready. Display must next week kind of week come and display ready now. I'm ready and display kabuk display white la on me. Kind of display white la. I'm ready now display. And white la on me motor calling must kabuk logam so anytime next week now time must all harvest.
This is a mature plant that has begun to flower. A plant like this is highly valued by growers. From this one plant alone, the owner expects to make between 500 and 600 kina.
This time was a milligold law, some kind of some country blame. A milligold too much, so some cash money must have flow through this line. Was a kind of some missing money now, was a more kind of some or group man married now, must have more lonely go through this line. Kind of so. This time was time all go and honest wasting time so take a week or some kind of some obatoko pining buyer this like this time go to them or give hand straight.
In nearly every village there is at least one marijuana grower. It's light and easy to process and transport, making it an ideal crop for people in remote areas who have limited road access and where cash crops like coffee are difficult to transport. In another village, I met a marijuana grower and a trafficker from a remote district outside of Kainantu. They agreed to talk on camera only if their identities were concealed. One of the men grows marijuana primarily for sale and says because marijuana isn't seasonal, it provides a steady income for families all year round when coffee is not being harvested.
Os coffee ika season lo 6 months asol. Na lo 6 months asol pesa lo kemane. Oga smoke. Anytime customer belum pesa kam la house do. Bos oga tahabe moga olmangi lo smoke stop so. Time all no ga smoke nem. Anytime osem. Anytime every day. Night or rain or tutak or osem sun morning mosa kamet.
Mi plus buy one bag number was full 10 kg was 1,000. Na half bag number 500 or go down was half clinic number 500, 400, 200 and buy more 600-700. So buy more na packing no plus a carry na kamo.
Big lab plus a drug money. I'm go school fee. Okay, same time I'm go some buy keke lo store, buy more clothes. No li something about lo store. Big la. And mainly I'm something I'm go say.
It's not until you get to Leh City, about 200 kilometers from Kainantu, that you understand the impact of the drug trade. In Leh's many settlements and suburbs, drug pushers and users act with relative
So
impunity.
itin lo market lo must be the same price or lo same price and depend lo.
Lo must be em guanta lo tukina no. Lo must be lo tukina. Lo lay mi bla stab lo 50 ten and now mi bla kam lo 1 kina no. Na New Guinea Island or some lo Bougainville na bote 5 kina lo 1 pla rabo. Okay. 5 kina.
From the eastern highlands, the marijuana ends up in places like the Kamkumung market.
Also Salim to solo also sana blong hang out to solo side lo market lo front now online lo buy also lo one ma block sim also come na sim lo hapo.
Senior Sergeant Bonnie Munaup from the Leh Drug Squad, along with officers from other police units, have been fighting a long battle against drug traffickers.
All table stab lo side lo ba wire banis ya. All table.
Ice block.
Sampla blong sa table. Mo line lo buy me also lo one ma block sim.
The drugs held in this container is from 3 years of drug busts. Its total street value, 300,000 kina.
One player mi pla come across low quantity belong drug value belong it's around 100,000 kina. It's a bit which emi most mi got big pla or mi can talk some daily probably tripla shipment belong marijuana sa come inside Leh City on daily basis.
Especially long area mi plus tab logen lo Kangkumu big la fight work lo come up name lo all ethnic classes work lo come up ya and because lo is plus something people leaders like Tok all man group la line good thinking people like Tok that's all time drug I control him na I work lo in one year long life lo all this line you cannot stop them that's where me dangerous legally. So the government has to do something now long at least cater him needs all this line by creating all some kind areas where all can find him work or further him education law now.
Those who are arrested are sent to Leh's Buimo jail. Since January, about 80 people have been jailed for drug offences. They make up the largest group of offenders in Buimo.
Statistics showing some 70 people come into the drug. The question now is whether this last 70 people come inside where come different settlements, different backgrounds, like that. So what's it really costing people to continue drugs, especially on marijuana? I'm questioned by me not directly answering, but maybe the settlement of leaders law, the settlements, all the areas that will come and maybe they have their own answers law why people will play involved with drugs.
Place man or one black man will come start now working. This is all money was in grade 12, grade 11, grade 10, grade 9 fail, or Snaline more stop inside. But only of us and now you missed a government. Government em gupla on inab lo lulu lo kaino semol otskul mangi otstabo sem otstabar sai. So sambla otstabi se pa mar loli day na sambla bol stabe pa mar bol ferens loli no wo. So na otstabe mo se mol paini mo sem life role mo se mar digli. This day mi stabe because government tu mo se moli no tingi yumi wani ken santini still em staban ta finish lo government finish na tele mi presta na tin. So government em control mo gara sanin good. Mo sinju belo kun community ba stab good mi to finish ya.
In order to understand the drug trade, we go back to Kainantu to look at some of the factors that drive it. And Kainantu gives a tiny snapshot of the whole problem. It's a town that greets you when you come in from Leh. It's called the gateway to the highlands.
Being the gateway to the highlands, any problem affecting Kainantu, but definitely got effect law or important national impact projects also LNG na Pogara na Kutubu oil all this important projects is stop law supporting economy of Papua New Guinea and by affecting. So any problem, any law and order problem or any kind problem come up or land on issues or anything to do with Kainantu and but definitely all social problems too, but definitely got impact law the rest of the highlands.
Over the last 10 years, there has been steady economic growth driven by foreign mining investment, local alluvial gold mining and relatively stable coffee prices. But the economic growth has come at a cost. Young men and women from remote areas of Kainantu have flocked into town in search of jobs and education opportunities. Many come with high expectations, yet don't find the rewards they come looking for. All over Kainantu, you get a sense of how the talk about Papua New Guinea's unprecedented GDP growth rate of 8% appears to be so far from reality on the ground. Literacy levels have dropped significantly, unemployment is high, and the large youth population is being left behind in the development that is happening around them. It is a major challenge confronting first-time MP Johnson Tuke. The local businessman come politician ran for office in the 2012 elections with the promise of education as well as a promise to rebuild the ailing public service machinery.
Education will be declined lately. Politics plummet Milan in this la person. Me put in planning money in school. Now yet, but me put in more yet money in school. Human resource development local to me happen.
He has also been confronted with the complexities of PNG politics and bureaucracy.
All government they losing 220,000 dinner. Money blow you by me run in this district blow this year and 220,000. Group of people blow me no can party man this 220,000 because all our districts of the Eastern Highlands only got 8 million, 11 million, 9 million, 4 million, 6 million. Kainantu we got 220,000. Kainantu also on them something by me looking the party man logan. 220,000. Me no seven amigo working one block agreement lo Philippines. Me like Salem 3 plus 4 plus. Mangelo Kainantu logo school of place by white man. Me like marketing cargo. Me like marketing this plus head develop overseas market. This last something before I start or no I start logan. Me do no say me ensemble millions steps of me Salem. Sambla sumatin. 2 plus 3 plus sumatin lo kamano. 2 plus 3 plus sumatin lo garbe.
Throughout the Eastern Highlands, there is now a slow realization that it can't be business as usual anymore.
Kainantu mi play got plenty passing no good passing, no good passing. Kainantu make him name blow big pla lo Papua New Guinea na lo international community. Ino lo good pla rot lo passing no good taso. Me like sending him this blatintin. Me yet before me be sumatin na me go lo place lo white man, but me no got money na me no finish him school lo me. This play belem sa paira lo tintin lo me. Now yet me come up member lo Kainantu. Me like make so me Kainantu masi got some PhD holders. Lodis Platintin, me no like him all grade 12 dropout is stop nothing. Me tisim finish University Center blo Kanantu ikam. But this la University Center now I'm come up awesome. University Center blo Eastern Highlands.
But like many other parts of Papua New Guinea, the public service is heavily dependent on political will and political support. Since taking office, Johnson Tuke facilitated the transfer of 20 new police recruits to deal with the crime problem, and he has promised new opportunities for Kainantu's young. With some hint of political will, Kainantu is slowly seeing changes. At the weekend, a new check printing machine for the district treasury arrived. Work to upgrade the town's water and sewage system has begun with assistance from the provincial government. While there are small positive achievements in Kainantu, it's a long road ahead for Papua New Guinea as a country.